Hello everyone, we are going to listen Christian Horner. Let's listen to him.
Still smiling, Christian, even if it's to the end, or if this is to be the last for now. What can you tell us about Daniel? Is this to be his last race this year in an RB?
Well, look, these things are under constant review, and there is obviously a much bigger picture other than just Daniel as we, continue to look at all of our options, as we move forward. Now, there's a natural break coming, with effectively almost a month's gap to the next race, so it's only natural that you'll take stock and consider all of those options for the final part of the year.
Is it on a knife's edge, and can Daniel's performance this weekend still influence the direction of the decisions?
I think it's not to the detriment of Daniel. We know how he's performed. We've got a lot of data. We've got a lot of knowledge where Daniel is. I think, as I say, there's a much bigger picture within the whole, driver merry-go-round of, what does the future look like? So, inevitably, we'll sit down during this 3-week period of off time and consider all of those options.
I'm a bit confused with things at Red Bull, Christian, if I'm honest, because you've got 4 seats on the grid. You've only got one driver you really, truly believe in. You're trying to swap them around. And the good doctor's binned off some incredible young drivers. Yeah. Two of them are on the grid still, in Albon and Gasly. And you've lost Byrne, De Costa. You've given all these young men a really fantastic opportunity. That must be said. But should you have kept some of those in the system? Why have you ended up with probably one of the weaker driver pairings on the grid?
Well, it's a very good question. I mean, we've given a great opportunity to so many youngsters over the period of time, many of who you've mentioned there. And, the Red Bull system, it does demand, results and demand performance. And, of course, Max is delivering. Checo has been under-delivering this year. Last year he did a good job, or good enough job, to finish second in the championship and be Constructors, champion. And I think we're having to look further down the road. We've got some great talent. We've got Liam Lawson on the bench. We're not quite sure. Looking at the likes of Colapinto and Bierman and Antonelli, is he at that level? Only time will tell. We've got Isaac Hajar in Formula 2 that's been until recently leading that championship. We've got a very exciting young talent that I'm particularly excited about in F3, Arvid Lindblad. So we've got depth in our junior program, and that's why there's a natural point in time.
Right now, haven't
We've
you?
got a gap now, but we just want to take time to consider what do those options look like for the future. And look, we're not afraid to go out of the pool. George Russell is out of contract at the end of next year. It'd be foolish not to take that into consideration. There are other drivers, talented drivers, that could well be out of contract as well.
Are there any truth to the rumour that there's a release clause that could potentially have been exercised if Liam Lawson didn't get into a car in the latter part of this season? Is that anything you can comment on? And what are his strengths?
I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of drivers' contracts. There's privacy between the company and the individuals. But Liam, the job that he did for us last year in the V-Carb car was very impressive. Now, we took experience, over that, because Daniel was our banker for, if Sergio were to drop the ball. And Daniel's had a reasonable season, but it hasn't been a stellar year. Now, the question is how good is Liam? And, sometimes difficult decisions have to be made in order to get those answers. Now, we'll sit down with all of those options available to us during this next 3-week gap.
Can I move to this weekend?
If you could do what you want.
With pleasure.
Will that be okay?
I'm sorry, I'm gonna interrupt a little bit the video because of the YouTube rules, but I think it's going to be like Daniel Ricciardo's last race at Singapore. I'm understanding that with Christian Horner's words, but let's see what will happen. I also, as Brundle said, like, they threw it away many talents because of Daniel Ricciardo, but Ricciardo, I don't know, I think it's just like his last race. maybe they will put the Liam Lawson to Ricardo's seat. I saw this decision is not much far away. Let's continue the video.
With you, Christian.
Absolutely.
So yesterday, I mean, appalling day.
Yes. Well summed up.
Yeah. Yes. Today, Max actually went out and said, "Oh, I'm much more happy with the car." Have you made major changes? Is it in a better place now? And do you think you can save the damage limitation and be in the top 5, perhaps?
Yeah, we tried something yesterday that didn't work. It was really as a hangover of last year, and I think we perhaps slightly took ourselves down a rabbit hole, because last year the ride with the car, it was the one race we didn't win. The car on the bumps was shocking. And so we tried a few things to try and combat that, but the combination of the circuit being resurfaced and the setup changes we made, we totally overcompensated. So I think we've come much more back into the window today. Sebastian Bohemia, driver that's been with us for many years, a junior driver that has won many sports car world championships. He's been on the simulator all night, as I'm sure others have been, and they've been working on refining the setup. Now on the medium tire, Max was the quickest in that session earlier, so it was a great turnaround. Now the soft tire is the temperamental one, and to be honest, I mean, Lando looks blisteringly quick in that temperature. Now it's probably going to drop 10 degrees. These tires are so emotional. How they're going to react, who knows?
Thanks, Christian. Appreciate your time.
No one knows how the tires will react, but we just want to see how Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez will react to the car. I think they are far away from 1 and 2, or like, let's say, front row. And they're okay. Last year they just lost one race, and that race was here. Okay, we know, everyone knows that Red Bull struggles at Singapore, but the point is not there, because if you see last 3, 4, 5 races, Red Bull's downfall has just started. As I see, they are struggling too much. The car is not dominant car. McLaren, they are in comeback. They are performing very well. Their car are so fast. Also Ferrari is behind them or front of them. The gap is little low between McLaren and Ferrari. I think Red Bull dominations is over, and we will see that qualifying, that doesn't matter what kind of tire you are putting to your car. Are they soft, are they medium, or hard, and I don't know what. Just change your car. As you said, like before 1 or 2 years, if car is not okay, change your car. It's time for Red Bull to change their car, but how they are going to change the car without Adrian Newey, I don't know, but we will see what time will bring to us. That's it from my side for this video. Just don't forget to like and subscribe the video. We will see with you after the qualifying.